Understand, Joyce? I'm glad you're here. And we'll give you just a couple of minutes, but and my apologies. I wanted to be able to introduce Christine formally with her. Roger, good to see you.
Oh, yes, likewise.
I wanted to be able to introduce Christine formally with her, you know, 3-star executive, 1-star, super duper brownie points or whatever. Debbie, good to see you. Uh, Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get in the back office and see the official designation, but I just kind of wanted to look like I knew what I was talking about because, supposed to know what I'm talking about. Christine's got her Bia. I've got my Recover. I've got my, I lost my, where'd
I
my,
gotta go get mine.
On a cleanse day.
You're on a cleanse day? Yeah, I used to do those. So anyway, listen, good to see all of you. I realize, that one of the things that's important
Cool.
is that, as a group, we're expecting to be able to contribute to each other. I step in and tend to offer, something for the day and then, open up to discussion or whatever it is that you want. And that's not, that I'm any better or smarter or, more successful than anybody else, except for the fact that I've been around a lot longer and I'm probably the one making the most money in the room right now. And so there is something to be said for tenure that I can bring something to the group. But one of the things I recognize is I'm not the end all. Okay, we've got other contributors. We've got Amy McKenzie. She's done extremely well with the company in the past. And each one of you have, at one level or another, in one area or another, have demonstrated your capacity to be at higher levels of achievement. And so I want everybody to be able to contribute. I was prompted to bring on Christine, and it was actually following her presentation. I believe it was Monday a week ago. Was that when you were on, Christine?
Yep.
You're muted. Debbie, good to see you.
Try not to add too much background noise. Yeah, I believe it was Monday.
Yeah, and I contacted her on the way to the gym because it hit me that there is great value to having other voices than mine, okay? Because I can't bring everything to the table. I can only share what I can share. And I appreciate all of you joining us. So because I want to be able to do this on an ongoing basis, but I'm not going to ask for the time of my leaders to join us for just me and Brian and Kate. Okay, we can do that anytime. And I appreciate Debbie because in Debbie's world it's 2 a.m. right now. Right. She just closed out the bar and she'll be up for her. I mean, she's got like a 5 or 6 hour rest time right now. So in her world, and I get that. I started my day at 3:30 this morning. And so thank God for collagen. And the reason I wanted Christine to join us, and I'm going to stop talking here. She did a presentation on using penny. Okay, one of the key ingredients that all of us, and I'm including myself in this, need to focus on to achieve our results is consistency of effort. And more importantly, not more importantly than consistency in correct activities. Now, I don't want Christine to do a training on using penny. If you open up penny and you go to the help section, there's a number of trainings that'll give you the ins and outs, how to shift gears, when to double clutch, that sort of thing. Okay, that's not the real issue. Well, and you need to go to the you share, they share page, click on videos, and then all you got to do is scroll down to find Christine's presentation from a week ago today, and you can listen to what she had to say there. I wanted her to take a couple of minutes and maybe delve in a little bit deeper into any finer nuances that she can share, because honestly, I can't share a lot about penny other than I'm just now actually starting to utilize that, not as consistently as I would like, because it's not part of my DMO yet up here. But what I have used it, I'm recognizing it is a powerful, powerful tool to create daily consistency, focusing on correct activities. What are the correct activities? Reaching out to a new person about the product, reaching out to a new person about the opportunity, following up with somebody that you shared the product or the opportunity, and servicing your customers and distributors. Building, I've already built more business by noting somebody having an auto ship coming up, thanking them for their continued patronage, and they might want to check out this and give them a link to the new collagen product. And that got me not 3 new customers, but 3 customers that added BV to their monthly cycle. Now, if I was doing that and 1,000 other people were doing that, I'm ready to buy my new M6. Okay, so Christine, I'm going to turn it over to you. You take all the time you want. I would encourage you to just share whatever you feel like sharing about, some things that you think are powerful about Penny, and not so much the pragmatic part of how to do it, but some things that you've incorporated because your volume's going up because you're focused on Penny, and then leave a little time here towards the end that people can ask questions.
Sure. So thanks for having me, guys. Nice to see familiar faces and some new faces. And I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I'm a little bit curious if people, and it's not a good or bad thing, how many people are using Penny or at all? Like, you've kind of played with it at all? Because I want to kind of know what the audience is. Okay, no, that's great. Because I find in my tribe, it's kind of the same thing, because sometimes people open it up. The first thing it asks you to do is hook it to your Facebook and your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and all of that. And then you open it up and you have, depending on how many social connections and your phone. So depending on how many social connections you have, you open up your Penny app and all of a sudden you have like 4,000 contacts or 2,000 contacts, whatever. And it's kind of overwhelming. And if you're like me, a lot of them, like maybe not on Instagram and LinkedIn, you have a lot of contacts when a name comes up and you have no idea who they are. And you have businesses and all kinds of stuff. So people I found that brings them to this really screeching halt. And so I want to encourage you to not let that be a thing. I also want to encourage you, if you're anything like me, a little OCD type A, you're going to want to sit down and like go through and sort out all your contacts, but that's not going to make you any money. Okay. That's going to feel like you're working, that you're going to be doing your busy work. I'm working my business because I got Penny open and I'm messing with the contacts, but unless you're interacting with the contacts, that's busy work. You might as well just have a secretary or, and I will say that I've heard leaders say, I think Fred said it, like if you have time when it's inappropriate to be doing contacts, like if you're somebody who works a weird shift or you happen to be a nighttime person and at 2 or 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., whatever, you want to do something that will help you be organized, that's a great time to do that, because you really probably aren't going to be contacting, texting, Facebook messaging contacts at that time, because it doesn't make them happy when their phone dings if they're not the kind of person who puts their phone to sleep if you're contacting them at that time. So you can do it then. But here's how I overcame that. First of all, you probably have people, I know you have people that you already have on your lists, your whiteboard, and all that kind of stuff that are already in your pipeline at some process. People you're going to reach out to, people you have reached out to, people who are on auto ships, people who have ordered a system or something and you got them in the follow-up. But Penny doesn't know that, because you can't take all your papers and stick them into Penny. So what I encourage you to do is spend a little time with that, because that's important. And go to those account, pull up those customers, and you can find their profile in your Penny app and put the contact, say that there's a way that you can do, I've previously contacted them, or just start fresh with that person that day, but get them into Penny's routine. Does that make sense to everybody? Like the people that you want to contact. And that's the other thing. Penny will give you reach out. So if you're somebody who freezes, I don't know who to call today that's new, then Penny's great. Penny's going to give you the 3, the 5, the 15. Again, if one comes up and you have no flipping idea who they are, you have one of 2 choices. You can look at their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn profile, see a little bit about them, and do a real reach out of, hey, I just saw on your page and I really like what you're putting there on Facebook, or I saw your joke, or I saw that your kid just graduated or something. that's a reach out, right? Just connecting with a human being. But I find it, if you have a list that you are working from, you can create your own original reach outs. You don't have to listen to Penny's reach outs, right? So Penny's reach outs are there for those days when you're like, I really know I do new reach outs, but I don't know who to reach out to. You can sort through the ones Penny's giving you. But you can also, am I creating feedback with that second thing? I think I'm gonna, no? Okay. You can,
Christine,
yes.
it would be good if you could mute that
You know
second
what?
one,
I'm
because it does sound like your volume comes and goes.
I'm just gonna take it off and then see if, is that okay? Is that better? And
Yes.
if anyone has a question, then I can just go to the regular Penny on the computer. But so that's kind of the initial thing is Penny's going to pull up your reach outs, your follow-ups, all that stuff based on what's going on in your business right now and what you've uploaded to Penny. And so that's a great thing to do, especially if you're somebody who wants to do something, but you don't know what to do. But you can control it by adding, like I said, every time I text anyone at this point, and I will tell you, even my friends, because our friends are our contacts, our friends are our prospects, or they're in our business ordering. So I've really started to create a routine where every time I text a friend, I go into Penny and note that I've just done basically it counts as a follow-up. That's what Penny does. Because every time you text somebody, right, that's what we do. We connect with people. True? And so the more information you get in your Penny app, the better and cleaner it's going to be without you having to sit down and create that better, cleaner, like I said, opening up your contacts and cleaning everything up. So backing up, because I'm probably getting a little bit too in the weeds. I will tell you that if you do the reach outs from Penny and the follow-ups from Penny, stuff will start to happen. And if you listen to my little talk that I did, I talked about showing up. Like for us to be good, for us to get to where Amy and Fred are in their business, we have to show up every day. If you listen to Amy's story, which I listened to her story so many times, I could do her story. I could put on a wig and be Amy McKenzie, which is awesome because she's really consistent with her story, but I know her story. And I know the reason that Amy was able to do all the amazing things for her daughter and herself, it's because she showed up every day. But a lot of times people fail because they don't know how to show up every day. I know it took me a lot of years to figure out how to show up every day, but Penny has made it like so easy to show up because if I have 5 minutes at the vets, I can open Penny and pick 1 or 2 things to do, 1 follow-up, 1 auto ship reminder, 1 somebody just got their box, and just reach out and say, hey, I saw you just got your box. Can we set up a time to talk? That is an income producing activity that will anchor your person. That'll get them to reorder, all those kind of things. So the beauty of Penny is for people like me who are super disorganized and I don't even have like everyone talks about their notebooks and I have whiteboards, but they were never super organized. And I have a lot of empty notebooks that someday I was going to fill and organize. Penny has made me actually organize. It's kind of crazy because it does it for me. I do have to, as I said, sometimes if I do a text, I have to tell Penny I did it, right? Just like if I had a secretary at my desk, I would talk to the secretary, hey, I just called Amy and scheduled an appointment for Tuesday. So I just tell Penny by opening it up and doing it if I haven't done it through Penny, if Penny didn't tell me to do it, if I did it on my own. So anytime you have, and I don't know everyone's situation here, some of you may be working this 10 minutes at a time in the middle of your breaks of your day. Some of you may be able to sit down for an hour or 2 hours and really focus. And the beauty of Penny is that whatever time you have, if you open her up and look at what's there, you will have income producing activity. You won't have to figure out where to get started. What should I do? Where did I leave off? Who has an auto ship today? You don't have to pull a bunch of reports. If somebody has an auto ship coming up, before you contact them, you can look at their auto ship and know, crud, their auto ship is 98 BV, and I know they're an associate and they're going to lose 50,000 points if they don't get 100 BV, but they may be thinking $100. How often does that happen, right? Penny will show you that. Penny, if you look at their auto ship and they kind of have something that, hey, you know, like I mix this and this together, and this is a really good compliment, you can say, hey, I see your auto ship's coming up, rewards order, let's use the right terms. Your rewards order's coming up. I see that you have birthday cake shake in it. Have you ever tried mixing birthday cake and chocolate? It's my favorite. Like maybe you want to add a container of chocolate because that makes your birthday cake more versatile, because now it's just not birthday cake, birthday cake. You can sometimes do chocolate, sometimes do strawberry. You can add some advice, because in Penny, which is the only place we can see what they're ordering, I will caveat that by saying you have to be paying the $12 a month to have that access. To me, that's worth it. It just depends on where you're at in your business and what you can afford to invest in your business, but that's the only place you can see that. So those are the kind of things you can do with Penny. Backing up to what I said in the beginning, if for those of you who are going to open Penny for the first time, it's going to be messy in the beginning, but don't let that distract you. Pick out the people that, like, for example, in your reach outs, what I just do is if a reach out name comes down that I have no idea who they are, or there's someone I know that it's a waste of my time right now, like, right, that's not the best use of my time, I'm not that desperate because I have people I am talking to, I just schedule for later. And there's even a thing like reschedule or take them off my reach out list, and there's a maybe later. Why not? Maybe later. I don't know why, but like later. So they're not out of your Penny app. They're just not in that routine, because Penny is a AI. It's an artificial intelligence, and the more information you feed it, it's going to bring people to the top based on kind of what it's seeing in their social media posts and other things that you're doing. So the more information you give Penny, just like a real personal assistant, the better Penny's going to be able to work for you. So again, you can schedule your own stuff, but it's not a bad thing to just go through reach out, and she'll keep giving you new people until you get, like, if you have your middle, if you have the middle set, they want you to do 5 per day. So if you keep rescheduling to just kind of go through, like I said, sometimes you'll get businesses or people that, like, your grandma who's 95 years old, who probably isn't somebody that you're going to reach out to about isogenics. Okay, so next. It's almost like when we've done trainings where we're like, next. It's kind of like what you do, next, until you hit your 5 for the day, right? And then the follow-ups are follow-ups that we need to do. Now, the interesting piece, which again, I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I think it's what causes people to freeze up and back out, is that if you have Penny set to do 5 follow-ups a day, it's going to give you 5 new ones, and the ones you didn't do stay there. So when you open it up, sometimes it could be overwhelming because it'll only show you the 5, but if you open it up on the computer, you can see that you have a whole bunch of old ones. Don't let that freeze you up. Do at least the 5 from today, and then you can do old ones. You can reschedule them. You can do whatever makes sense in your world and your comfort and your OCD and looking at how Penny is. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but they will stack up. So if you're like somebody who's going to be super motivated and go, I'm going to do freight train, that's like 15 a day. If you like skip 3 days, you're going to have like 45 backed up, just so you know. But you know what? I've had that happen. And then I sit down, and honestly, to do 45 follow-ups is not that, you can do it. If you haven't tried voice texting, I will tell you that was something I didn't do. I love it. I love it because every time I do a voice text, I don't do birthday posts anymore. I do a voice text or a voice Facebook message for birthdays. The feedback I get, like I did one yesterday for someone, they said it was the most special message they got the whole day. I can do 5 birthday Facebook texts in like basically 5 minutes or less. If I try to create 5 posts, it takes longer than that. So it's a better use of my time. And the person really appreciates, because they can hear your voice. They can hear your love. I just watched Debbie from yesterday. They can hear your hug. She showed us how to do a hug on the phone. They can hear your hug. So you're sending that all to them. And that's just putting good out in the world, right? And what's going to come back to you is good. So voice texting is amazing. So you can voice text your follow-ups. You can voice text your reach out. So you can do them really, really fast versus, because I can talk, as you can see, way faster than I can type. So voice texting is a great thing. You just got to get comfortable. One thing I've learned, tip, is when you voice text in Facebook Messenger, you got to just be happy with it, because you can't like go, oh, I didn't like that. As soon as you take your finger off the button, it sends it. So you can't like redo it. So if you're uncomfortable at first, I highly recommend you do it through your phone messaging app, because then you can do it 40 times, which the first time you do it, you will. I did. And then you get to the point where you're just like, whatever, this is just the real me. And if I mess up the word or stagger or take a breath because I'm thinking about what to say, that's just real, right? And we want to be real and not sound like we're scripted. So, but I will say that for me, it took me the confidence to do them. And the first time I did one on Facebook Messenger and realized, oh crap, I can't delete that or get it back. It was like, oh, well. And then I sent a follow up going, okay, so that wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be, but I love you. So that's just something to know as you kind of delve into the voice texting. But so voice texting for me is so many positives, right? It's faster for you. It's more personal for them. And they can't just skim it and know what it's about. They can skim your text, see what it's about. They cannot skim your voice message. And people, we're all inherently curious. So if someone sends you a voice message, you're more likely to listen to it. But if someone sends you a text and they see something, they think a word that just kind of goes, oh, it's about whatever, I can do it later, they'll skim it. So you'll probably get people at least really listening to your text and getting the message you want to get, which then you have a higher probability of getting the result you want. So I know that you guys go till 6, so that's kind of like I'm still learning, but I'll tell you that it's worth it. It's going to be messy in the beginning, just like everything else. I'm still a hot mess with it, but I think once you let go and just play with it, I keep telling my people, you can't screw it up. You can't screw it up. It's just, you're just going to refine it and figure out how it works best for you. And just like a real personal assistant, I think we're all going to use it a little bit different. But, and I'll tell you honestly, I think it would be great to go watch the videos, but I'm like one of those ready, fire, aim people. So I'm firing a lot, and I've watched very few of the videos. The people that do the customer service are amazing. So if you have a question, if you do have a question that should be answered by a video, the auto thing sends you a video first, which is good because then you don't have to search for it. But if you do have a question or you can't figure something out, they're really awesome about their follow-up and how fast they respond. So just so you know that they have amazing customer support. So I hope that was helpful and not confusing. I drank a beer, then started talking, and I already talk fast. So.
That's great. We all want to party with you, Christine. By the way, y'all do, because I have. Joyce Benning put in, she's mobile at the moment. She put in the chat that she uses Penny, but it's not linked to all the social media. Do you have suggestions on that?
So I have had different people. So that's another thing you can do. Like if you're primarily if you primarily have most of your contacts that you really have relationship on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, then I would do them one at a time. Because then if you're somebody who will get overwhelmed, it'll be less overwhelming. You could even just do your phone contacts solely and get through that list first, because those are more likely the people you really are closest with, and the name will come up. You won't be like, who is that? So I will say that a good technique would be to not dump it all at once. In a way, I wish I hadn't. I dumped all mine at once. And so there's a way to sort though. The other way is if you dump it all at once, you can select which ones you can see, but I don't think you can select a way to have Penny not see them all. So when she's doing her, suggesting she's going to do them. So I would say, Joyce, that I would, especially like if you guys are just starting to set up, pick your best list, which would be maybe your contacts and Facebook, or just your contacts or just Facebook. Where are you mostly talking to people right now? And that'll be a little bit cleaner. And then you can always, as I said in the beginning, you can manually add reach outs and follow-ups to the people that you do have. Anybody that's in your business, Penny's already got. That's all. I mean, it's amazing to see how fast when you do an enrollment, it pops up in Penny and you see the order.
You've been able to, and I'm not going to monopolize the questions. I'm going to run. I'm going to let everybody else talk. But you've worked with a number of young people, the people we would call the millennials, the Gen X's and Z's, and ABC and whatever. One of the things that I just kind of want to get your feedback on this. One of the things that occurs to me as I look. Well, I'm the oldest one here. I don't know, Roger might be pretty close. But we are not the future of network marketing. Okay. The future of network marketing is the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings. Okay. You know, you look at all of the top income earners today, when did they start? Late 20s, early 30s. This is a, you know, this is the methodology of that generation. Okay. That generation doesn't know what a Rolodex is. Every single one of you knows what a Rolodex is. That dates you. Okay. They don't you ask a question, they grab their phone. Anything they need to know is in their phone. That's all they do. They don't have these kinds of things. They know their parents have them and their grandparents have them. They're not sure what they do with them. One of the reasons to get at least comfortable with Penny is to be able to speak the language of the people that you're looking to recruit. Okay, honestly, if I had a choice between recruiting me right now, you know, 66 years old, 35 years of experience in the industry, many millions of dollars of income, and recruiting me 35 years ago, 31-year-old Fred Holmes with a burning hot white desire to succeed. Remember from last week? Tons of attitude, tons of enthusiasm, zero talent, zero knowledge. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick the young Fred Holmes. Okay, the young Fred Holmes is going to go out there and kill it till he gets it. The old Fred Holmes, not that we're going to work that hard. So anyway, just my thoughts on that. Christine, I have to run. You know the deal. Modesta has to leave right now. I'm going to just drop off the call. Thank you so much for the time that you've invested in us. And folks, you got a question of it, take advantage of it now. Okay, take advantage of it now. Christine, thanks again. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you,
Thank
Fred.
you, Fred.
Your mom, we all said hi.
Well, thank you. I'll do that. See you later.
Bye for now. Oh, Christine, thanks for the enthusiastic endorsement of Penny. I really like that you were saying to voice text. I need to do that more. And you're right. I agonize over words, typing them, go back and change them and all that. And then I realize, like you said, people are skimming it. I've spent, 10 minutes composing a text because I wanted it to be perfect, and they probably didn't even read it all. So that was a great insight.
Well, and so that just leads me to something else. You can add your own content to Penny. So if you have a text that you send on a pretty regular basis, like whether it's a welcome text or a follow-up thing, you can actually add it into Penny so that you don't have to retype it every time, send it as content, and then you can tweak it, like, so if it changes a little bit for the person, or, so that's another thing that Penny can do. Like if there's, like, I have a stack of YouTube videos that I send, and I've made that YouTube link, I put it into Penny, so now I can get the Penny response. Because if I send just a YouTube stack, like I've got the ones that I send for just somebody who's looking at isogenics, right? I've got one that if somebody's looking at the system, whatever, the collagen, I have different ones. Well, when I send them from YouTube, I have no idea if they watched them or not. If you send them from Penny, when they click the link, they at least open the link. So you can create your own content in Penny where you get feedback. And then to your point, Kate, if you spend that much time doing a text, it's probably a text you do more than once, or you can have the core of it in Penny and then tweak it so that it saves you a lot of time if you aren't voice texting it.
Yeah, thanks for that. Does anyone else have any questions or want to add anything before we wrap it up here?
One, I want to thank you very much. It was a very good, clear presentation. And they should be paying you extra on the side.
Right? It's just, I was a little, in the beginning, and I still, like I said, it really is a hot mess. If you haven't done it yet in the beginning, it's going to feel awkward and messy and unorganized, but the more you do it, the more it becomes clear. And all the extraneous stuff that's in Penny, you can just ignore it. Like I have a ton of names of mine, so I have no idea who the heck they are because I put my Instagram on there, and I don't really I'm pretty new to Instagram, so I have a lot of contacts. Well, not a lot, but I have enough that it makes Penny weird. But
Yeah, that's great. I'd love your list of which YouTubes you like too, because I'm a little behind on the best material to send right now.
Oh yeah. I can send, I will tell you guys, and I don't know if you know about this one, but here's one that, there's one called Mary Just Cleanse, and it's one when you're talking about the system. And I found a shorter one that Isogenics, because I had and Debbie probably, I don't know if Debbie's seen it, because it's a personal trainer named Mary, I can't remember her name now, and it's not on this one, but I do Isogenics, The Pursuit of Better. It's a 1 minute and 31 second, and it's just their big picture, right? It's just like everybody wants to be better. And I do the Isogenics Advantage, the 6 minute version, so it's 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And then I do the Y Cleanse with Isogenics, and it's the 4 minute and 55 second, and it's a personal trainer. Her name is Mary, I can't remember. It looks like, I don't know if you can see the picture. We don't see this. This is one of those times when I wish I hadn't turned off my camera, but you'll see it's in the Isogenics International YouTube. If you do Mary Cleanse, I think it comes up. But it's a really good off the cuff from a presentation, not a corporate video, of why our system and the cleansing makes a difference. And I find that those three, when somebody's asked about the system, the healthy weight management, that's a good combo. And then for opportunity, I send 5. If somebody wants to know about the money, and it's 20, 30, 40, it's about 45 or 50 minutes. Again, I do the Isogenics Art of Wellbeing Business Opportunity, which is 1 minute and 32 seconds, but it's the big picture. Then I do You Share, They Share, Repeat, right? We've all seen that, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Then I do the 2 Kathy Coover. So Maximizing the Isogenics Comp Plan, it's 10 minutes. She's in a blue dress. Fast Track to Executive is 11 minutes. She's in a pink dress. And then the last one I do, and it's Emily. And so you have to decide if you like Emily Vavra. Emily does a 20 minute and 47 second, and I don't know where to tell you to get that. I think I can certainly send it to Amy and she can share it. But it's How to Create Residual Income with Emily, 20 minutes. And for somebody, for me, they watch one. Okay, that was interesting. I'll watch the next one. Okay, I'll watch the next one. Okay, I'll watch the next one, or stop. But everyone builds on each other and takes a little more detail. And the last one is Emily going and doing the whiteboard thing that we've seen a billion times. You get 2 people, you get this money, and if you get this money, and she's got a lot of energy. And so I do like that one. And she did have someone make it professional, like it's not just like a phone thing. It's done pretty well. So that's what I send when people ask about comp plan.
Very generous of you to share that. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really helpful.
Scribbling notes. Thank you.
So, and if anybody, my number is 253-376-5909. If you want me to like text you the link to those, just text me and send me the link, and I'll just YouTube. And I have, so let's see, I have any other stuff. And I do the collagen I do is basically, I've just done the 2, there's the collagen elixir, get to know this little bottle, amazing. But then Emily also paid to have a 10-minute one that she did, which is, and it's on the collagen page. That's where I got it from. If you're on the collagen Facebook page that she and Kathy Savage and all of those put together.
Collagen University.
Collagen University, exactly. It's on the Collagen University page. But again, I don't have it saved because it's not a YouTube. I think she did it as what's the other one? It's a Vimeo. I don't use Vimeo as much. So I kind of have it whenever I actually have it in my Vimeo. So I send it.
Yeah. All right, great. Anybody else need to ask a question, or we're going to wrap it up because we've kind of gone over time and we like to be respectful of everyone's time. So
One
Roger.
quick question, Christine, could you give me your phone number again? I got this first 6, but.
Yeah, it's 253-376-5909.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, everyone, have a great
Thank you,
evening.
Christine.
Bye.
Great to
Bye,
see you, honey.
everyone.
Good to see
Good
you too.
night.
Okay, I love
All
you.
right, thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
Christine.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.